Here's a question. Are you letting fear keep you from building wealth through home ownership? You know what I've discovered after 4 decades in this business? Most of the fears people have about buying a home are based on bad information, worst case scenarios that rarely happen, or flat out myths. And today I want to address 3 of the biggest fears I hear from families who are sitting on the sidelines when they could be building equity instead of paying someone else's mortgage. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Fear number 1, bad information. Let's start with that first fear. This one really gets under my skin. People tell me all the time, Ron, I ran my numbers through an online calculator and it says I can't qualify. Or I read an article that said I need perfect credit to buy a home. Here's the problem with that. Most of the information online is either recycled AI content or written by people who have never actually processed a mortgage loan. I'm talking about articles that get copied and pasted, tweaked a little bit, and put back out there as quote unquote expert advice. It's trash information, plain and simple. And here's something else most people don't realize. Even when your real estate agent, as helpful as they want to be, may not fully understand the complexities of mortgage qualifying. They know real estate. They don't necessarily know the ins and outs of how underwriters evaluate debt-to-income ratios or how to structure income for self-employed buyers or what creative solutions exist for challenging situations. So what should you do instead? Talk to an expert team. Get a real plan. Even if you're not ready to buy today, knowing where you stand and what steps you need to take puts you in control. Don't let some random online calculator or recycled blog post steal your opportunity to build wealth. The second fear I hear constantly is, Ron, what if I buy a house and then lose my job? I won't be able to pay the mortgage. I get it. That's a legitimate concern, but let me ask you this. What happens if you're renting and you lose your job? You think your landlord is going to be more patient than a bank? Here's the reality. If you're renting and you can't make rent, your landlord will likely start eviction proceedings within 30 to 60 days. But if you own your home and hit a financial hardship, you've got options, real options. There are government-designed programs like forbearance that were specifically created to help homeowners stay in their homes during tough times. We saw this during the pandemic, and these programs still exist. Banks don't want your house. They want you making payments, so they work with you. When you own your home, you've got time, you've got programs, and you've got equity you're building. When you rent, you've got 30 days notice and nothing to show for all those years of payments. And that brings me to the third fear. What if the absolute worst happens and I go into foreclosure? Won't that ruin my life forever? No, it won't. Look, I'm not making light of foreclosure. It's a difficult situation and nobody wants to go through it. But even in that worst case scenario, it doesn't mean you can never own a home again. Usually you're eligible to buy again in just a few years. I've helped people who went through foreclosure during the 2008 financial crisis become homeowners again. It all happens all the time. Compare that to renting for another decade while you wait for the perfect time or wait until everything is just right. How much wealth are you leaving on the table? How much are you paying in rent that could have been going toward building equity? Here's what I want you to understand. Strategy beats rate always. And the strategy of waiting because you're afraid, that's not a strategy at all. That's just fear making decisions for you. The real strategy is getting educated, understanding your options, and working with professionals who actually know how to structure deals for real people in real situations, not just the perfect scenarios you read about. So, if you're putting off home ownership because of fear or bad information, let's fix it. Head over to rsrlinks.com/keysteps, rsrlinks.com/keysteps. That's where you can access tools to get your financial house in order and understand exactly where you stand. Or if you want to have a conversation about your specific situation, book rs15.com, book rs15.com to have a dreams and goals call. Stop letting fear and trash information keep you from building wealth. Get the facts, get a plan, get moving. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, reminding you strategy beats rate always, and we help families build wealth through strategic debt management. Thanks for listening to the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by GetHomeselect.com. GetHomeselect.com.